Danny came home from Sunday school one day and his dad said, "What did they tell you today?" Well, Danny said it was great. It was the story of Moses and all those people crossing the Red Sea. "Oh, tell me about it," said Dad. "Well, you see, the Israelites got out of Egypt and Pharaoh's army chased after them. And the Jews ran as fast as they could until they got to the Red Sea. But the Egyptian army was getting closer and closer, so Moses got his walkie-talkie and told the Israeli Air Force to bomb them. And while that was happening, the Israeli Navy built a pontoon bridge so the people could cross over. And they made it. But this time, of course, Dad's shocked. He said, "Is that what they taught you about the story?" Danny says, "Well, no, exactly, but if I told it the way they told it, you'd never believe it, Dad." That's how we feel about miracles, isn't it? I remember listening to a woman who told us how she and her family were very poor. And as a wee girl, she used to walk through the fields to a part where there were big houses, and she would look at them and admire them, where the rich folk lived. On one of those walks, she wandered into a garden and even opened the garden shed. She was amazed at what she found there, and it became a regular thing for her. One night she found in the shed a whole bunch of marshmallows. Now, marshmallows were a luxury and her family couldn't afford it, so she took them home. After that, she checked the place out every time, and every time she went on her walk, there was a fresh portion of marshmallows. Years later, she visited the old neighbourhood again, and she decided she would go to the door and confess that she had been stealing the marshmallows. Imagine her surprise when an elderly lady opened the door and said, "But we left them for you." A neighbour saw a little girl's need and had compassion. And you know, I believe that's how God looks on us, on the world, and maybe that's where every miracle begins. Thousands of people have been touched by the musical Les Miserables. Of course, it's based on a book by Victor Hugo, and it tells the story of Jean Valjean, a man who's experienced the grace and the love and forgiveness of an old priest, and he passes that on to everyone he meets. And one of those people is Fantine, a single mother who loses her job and is forced into prostitution. And one evening she's abused, she's beaten, and Valjean cares for her. And she asks, "Why are you being so kind? What is he wanting?" Then it dawns on her that there are no strings attached. And she tells him that her daughter has no father. And Valjean says, "She has God. He is her father, and you are his creation. And in his eyes, you've never been anything other than an innocent and a beautiful woman." I hope you understand that, because in essence, that's the gospel. There's hope for us erring human beings because of the compassion of God. That's where it all begins. May God's grace touch your hearts today and give you peace. That indeed would be a miracle. And God bless you.
Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry. He will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer wheel turning, then you'll know a little fire is burning. You will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Find a little talk with Jesus makes it